Monday night, you know it must be raw. Leaders being a whore and not wearing a bra. Seeing his damn belt still spinning around his waist. I can shit better rhymes on what comes out of his face. Tuesday night and it's EC Dub. Michael Q Knoxville join the club. If you take the shit, scream out boo boo. This ain't EC Dub.
So, well, why did you start making the Wrestling Mayhem show? Why did you and Sorg and the rest of the guys think that this is a good idea?
I like wrestling.
Right. So you decided somehow that your commentary to wrestling would sort of improve or advance the experience?
Well, we wanted to get our message out there, basically, interact with these fans, and also, I mean, I mentioned this on the panel that we did. Wrestling's one of those little niche things where the fans just want to talk about it. And anytime you find another wrestling fan, they're immediately your friend until they say something that you disagree with. It's the same with NASCAR, it's the same with, Lost 24, any big media thing like that. If there's a fan, they want someone to talk about it. So we give what's become now an international platform to talk about it. And I think a big thing that we owe a lot of our success to is our fans, because they call in, they write in, they interact, we pay attention to them. We take their opinions, we value them. We disagree, we agree, but we listen to them. We dedicate the entire second hour of our show to the fan.
So you do a 2-hour show on wrestling, so you empower fans to interact with the media.
Absolutely.
You empower fans to interact with the media. That's really impressive.
Yeah, we bring people in, and I mean, the history of the show is Sorg talked to 2 people online live after Raw every night. Then me and him had a discussion at a party. Me and him started talking to 4 people live, Monday nights and Tuesday nights. Then it kind of took off from there. I started bringing in more people. We started bringing in all this different stuff, and then we got into all this alternative media stuff. So it was about Shoutcast starting out, and then we went to SwitchPod. Now we're on TalkShoe, and I mean now we're doing the video blogging. We're using YouTube. We're coming to these podcasts, the Podcamp events, and it's fantastic to utilize all these things.
So you're really you're kind of building this opportunity where all the fans can get together and talk about what they already experienced in Raw and some of the other events. Outside of the event, so it's not like they go home and like kind of keep their wrestling private anymore.
Absolutely,
they can be proud and loud what they're doing in the wrestling world.
Absolutely, especially something like wrestling, because first off, if you're a fan just to the product, it's an emotional thing. It's all about conflict, good guys, bad guys, in between guys, wrestling, battling, all that stuff. And that's an emotional thing, and you got to get that out and share it with somebody. If you're a fan of the backstage and the business aspect of it, and want to know what's going on, that's an emotional thing too, because you know what they're doing that's stupid, you know what they're doing that's good, especially if you do your research. Every week, I will bring up a point that something bad WWE's doing that WCW did, and that got them to go bankrupt. So, it's all just such an emotional thing, and the fans love it. They just eat it up. If we go off on tangents and rant and rave and scream, fans love it.
Wow, so not only are you discussing what goes on in the ring, but you're going on in the ecosystem of the ring. So you're really bringing the whole experience of wrestling to the fans in a way that maybe they don't get right away. Like if they're just, maybe they're just kind of casual fans. Maybe they just kind of dig the fight. Yeah. You're bringing more to that experience. You're enhancing this. This is like the DVD with the Easter egg on it, but you're giving it all for free.
Exactly. And we're doing it on a platform that we provide comedy, we provide individual contests sometimes, and it's all completely interactive. We have God knows how many websites. We have our main website, but we all have MySpace pages and a MySpace page for the show. We have fans that did a Wikipedia page for us.
Wow.
Because I mean you're not allowed to do it for yourself.
Right.
So they just went ahead and did it for us, which was incredible.
Wow.
And we even went so far as earlier this year, I had mentioned that become an international level. We had a fan flying from London. He's a doctor over in London. He flew in and spent the weekend with us just because he's a fan of the show and a fan of wrestling.
So I take wrestling fans to be fairly passionate. I think the people who are really into this space are really passionate, and you've got this show that's actually a platform for them. So it strikes me that people who are interested in sponsoring the kinds of people who are passionate about wrestling should somehow reach out to your show.
Absolutely.
You've had sponsors in the past, I imagine, in some form or another, but really, what's the kind of, you really could reach so many of these wrestling fans with what you're talking about, and to kind of, marry a brand to what you're doing. seems like the next ideal step in what you could do. Who's the kind of sponsor you'd want to reach out to?
Well, we were looking into Rockstar for a little while, and we're still trying to get in contact with them. We're also looking into Zions off of a tip from you.
Sure.
And we want to get them to sponsor, because they sponsor a lot of mixed martial arts. And
right.
We touch on the mixed martial arts subject here and there, and we can do it more, especially if they're paying us.
There you go.
So, just anything like that, even the Affliction clothing line, because I guess I don't have one on today, but Affliction, they do like specialized T-shirts and jeans and stuff like that, and it's very popular in the wrestling crowd.
No kidding. So you've got a whole community of people who would like this kind of stuff, and you talk about wrestling, so you could just as easily mention Affliction and not be selling out. You're just talking to your crowd.
Absolutely.
Who likes Science, who likes Rockstar, who likes Affliction. Mm-hmm. Wow, really, this is a good platform for somebody who should spend money with you.
Fantastic. Everyone should spend money with us.
Of course, but you know, and because they want to get closer to the brand. I mean, the reason NASCAR has a bunch of Tide cars and, you know, DuPont cars and whatever is because people are passionate about that racing business, and they say, if you like that, you should like Tide. Well, why not Wrestling Mayhem show?
Exactly. It's like, it is, I've drawn a lot of parallels between NASCAR and professional wrestling, because they used to have the same stigma attached to them, you know what I mean?
Right.
It was just like trailer park, you know, idiots watch that, hicks and everything like that. NASCAR has already broken out of that stereotype.
So wrestling's right behind.
I'm really hoping that it is, because they were close. They were close a while back because they had their Attitude Era, late '90s, early aughts, and they were making so much money, and business has gone a little bit downhill, but it's back on an upswing. So I'm hoping that they're going to do similar things with NASCAR and get back into the mainstream. Because it used to be, you'd see Stone Cold Steve Austin, The Rock, Hulk Hogan, you'd see all them on magazine covers, Entertainment Weekly, anything like that. Now, you see Jimmy Johnson, Jr., I don't watch NASCAR, so other people, other racers.
Sure. So wait, so WWE, all these brands, is all the other, side brands of all these other products. They really have an opportunity to get back out there, and they have a passionate fan base. So you're kind of bridging that fan base by making the Wrestling Mayhem show.
Absolutely. We're trying. I think one of the things we're doing, bringing together all these fans, especially the international fans. Another thing I mentioned on the panel was that wrestling fans are wrestling fans all around the world. We all like maybe a different style of wrestling. We like maybe a different wrestler. But what it all boils down to is we love professional wrestling. And it is something that we're all passionate about. And it's something that we've all clearly shown we would like to spend money on. So it's become this huge, vast, untapped resource. And, even if you get in a grassroots thing like us, like the Wrestling Mayhem show, and sponsor us, we've already proven that we're people. We tell people, we know people, you know what I mean? You have a fancy hat.
I now have a fancy hat.
That's made of balloons.
Thank you, John Harmon. Is that Rockstar Energy drink?
He's drinking Rockstar Energy drink.
Wow.
Hopeful sponsors of the Wrestling Mayhem show.
The Wrestling Mayhem show happens to have an affinity to the Rockstar Energy drink.
Yes, we
And they're
do.
really trying to reach out to them. And I know that you're a drinker of Rockstar Energy.
Well, they're rock stars, so...
Right.
Absolutely.
I see this, and now I have a fancy hat.
Yes. That's an
I
excellent
feel special inside.
We can tell that too. Wednesday night, ROH on DVD, the best wrestling on the planet to the nth degree. Joe Damon's delirious, Daniel City, Kid McCarthy, homicide, the Rottweilers, and Cancer Kobashi. Thursday night, TNA on Spike. Bruce is broken, so that means I'm drinking blood tonight. Shut up.